Okay,
Yeah, it's crazy.
we got other candidates. Everybody wants in now in the Peach crew after Clay Fuller got scared off by Jackie Harling. And then when he found out Sally was coming on, that was the end of it.
It's going to be so
You
funny when
can't
he
make
comes on
this
tomorrow and
you
has
can't
some
make this
great,
stuff up. You
great
want to go to
racing.
Congress and you can't talk to the Peach crew, 4 women in Atlanta. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, you got to be kidding me, dude. All right, let's get to Brian Montgomery, one of the candidates in the 14th. Brian, thanks for being with us. You're on with the scary Peach crew. Thanks for joining us, Brian.
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen right now and I see all these amazing ladies on the screen. I don't nobody's afraid about it. Y'all look very friendly, very excited about being here this morning, and so I'm glad I can join you. But John, I do.
Clay Fuller
I'm
was
into
scared to death, dude. He was petrified of this whole thing.
listen. I have personal experience with that. You've got to be able to get out in front of the people and ask questions. We have candidates here in the first district that aren't showing up to forums. Right? They're not given an opportunity for the voters to see us all in the same room and hear from each of us and make that decision standing right in front of us. So I got it. I understand the importance of getting in front of people, whether it's a friendly crowd, a not so friendly crowd. You got to be willing to step in and fight if you want this job to represent. And John, it's the first district in Congress down here in Southeast Georgia, not the 14th, that I'm fighting to represent.
Why has everybody jumped on the Jack Son's bandwagon? Everybody tells me he's the overwhelming favorite there. How do you turn the corner there in that race?
Yeah, I think defines how you, or I guess it matters how you define overwhelming favorite. If you look at the money raised, I think everybody would say he's the overwhelming favorite. But when you look at the candidates, me getting on the ground, speaking to as many people as possible, multiple events a day. I mean, I've already burned through one set of tires on the truck. That was a cost I was not expecting on the campaign. But when you have a district as big as the first district in Georgia, 15 counties, you've got to be on the road continuously. And so, yeah, the money may say one thing, but I think the momentum on the ground, the message that I am sending out there, and the discussions I'm having with the people is resonating more than money. We can't allow this seat to be bought. We've got to have a representative that's going to go out there, get in front of the people, have those discussions, learn what's on the mind of the people in the first district and other elected officials, and take that message up to DC.
What do you have to do to get in the runoff?
I got to be me. I got to continue to get out, share my message, introduce myself to folks. And day after day, when I participate in candidate forums, when I go to small businesses, when I visit our farmers, when I visit with mayors, county commissioners, sheriff's office, that message of me being in the race. And John, I'm going to tell you that I started this race as a no name candidate, right? I think the very first conversations they said, how are you going to do this? You just retired from the military. You've been overseas. You've been fighting. You've been traveling to different states, been overseas. How are you going to get your name out in this district? And I told him, you've got to run. You've got to be in front of people. And so what we have seen since August when I jumped into this race to now, the momentum is absolutely insane. We have volunteers in all 15 counties. We have people reaching out. Our calendar is full. After this, I'm excited to get out there. After Trump's message last night in the State of the Union address, I'm excited to get back out on the road today because I know
Yeah.
people are fired up here in the first district, and I want to get out there with them and celebrate.
All right, who wants to jump in? Ladies, go ahead.
Question. I have a question, Brian. Uh,
Yes, Miss
Only
Devin.
about 5% Georgia Republican primary electorate are active with the Republican Party. How much money have you raised to reach the 95% of Republican primary voters that are active in the Republican Party? Because that is, I mean, that's something you have to do in order to win.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
how
And that's
much
a
have
great
you
question.
raised?
Yeah, so we are right on path with the amount of money that I need to raise to run the race that I want to run. I think the focus of, absolutely, you've got to get in people's mailboxes. You've got to get on media, right? You've got to have the money to get the signs out there. And we're working every single day to get that money stashed and ready to go at the right time, right? My military experience, you don't just send everything out the door. You wait until that critical moment, and then you use overwhelming force to get your message out there.
How
But
much
right now,
have
what's
you
resonating?
raised? A dollar
The
amount.
last Yeah, the last quarter I think was just around 200,000, just above that, which is pretty darn good when you look at the other candidates in the race. You can see where the support is building, and this is not self funded. I've put some money in just to show people that um, I'm committed to this. But outside of that, I'm not self-funding at large numbers, right? I haven't loaned the campaign any money. You've got to get out there and earn the trust of the people. This race is really two things to me. One, it's a startup campaign, right? So you've got to treat it like a startup, and you've got to get out there and sell your goods and work hard. Except I'm not selling a widget; I'm selling myself. My experience is who I am, what I want to do in DC. And the second part of that is the strategy part of understanding where we need to be in the campaign, looking at those measures of performance, those measures of effectiveness to make sure that we're saying the right message, that it's resonating with the people, and that we're doing the things that the people want a representative to do for them. And all indications are we're firing all cylinders, and this race is off and running going into qualification next week.
You're going to end up with at least if you raise 200 now in the first quarter and it's February, you're going to end up with $300,000 at the end of the quarter going in. I would think at least that's a competitive amount of money.
Yes, it is.
That's competitive, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can get because if you got
Very
200 now
competitive.
and it's February 25th, you got another 31 plus 3, you got another 34 days. So you're going to be in the 350 range going into April, which you can probably raise and probably double that. Now you got a campaign. You raise $700,000 down there. You're getting in that runoff. I mean, that thing's real, Brian.
Yeah, John, it is real, and we feel it every single day on the race. I tell people every single day, when I started this campaign, I didn't get handed a list of 1,000, 2,000 people that I needed to call over experience of being in this district, right? It is started with one phone call, one meeting, and every single meeting and phone call, I'm introduced to 3, 5, 10 more people. And that's what it's been over the last 6.5 months to have that momentum on the ground. You got to understand, there is a difference between starting with a head start, right? I'm just throwing a random number out there, maybe an $800,000 head start. And there's a job to start with a zero amount and bust your tail, because the first district is important to me. When you have a passion for this district and all that it brings to the United States, right? I say every single day, this district defends America with our military bases, Stewart, Hunter, Naval Submarine Base, Kings Bay, our federal law enforcement training center that exists in this district. We defend America. We drive the American economy with our ports in Savannah and Brunswick, our railhead and Waycross, our manufacturers, our small business, our tourism. And last but definitely not least, we feed America in this district with our agricultural community, right? Our row croppers, our cattle ranchers, our fruits and vegetables, our pecans, shrimp and fishing industry. How can you not get excited about getting out every day to fight for this district? And I think that's what's resonating is people are truly understanding how important this district is, and they want somebody that's going to take that message up to DC.
All right,
I'm sorry, I
ladies.
get excited. I'm starting to move
No,
around because
listen,
I
it's
get
look,
passionate about
Brian,
this.
that's why we're here. We want to
Yeah.
understand you. We want to know you. The money you've raised and your enthusiasm, I think puts you in this race. Obviously, Jack's son has got the money, the connections, and all that. He's been on our show. He's a very nice young man, and we all love Jack. But this campaign, your campaign is for real.
Yep.
We got time for another question for Brian. Does somebody have it, ladies?
Listen, I want to jump in here, Brian. I'm really excited about your campaign. The enthusiasm that I'm seeing for you in the first congressional district. The people are saying we want someone who is not running off of his daddy's name. We want someone who understands the people of this district and what it is that we want going forward. And so you have a powerful message. For me, I want to know what part of the State of the Union address last night really stuck out to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna cheat and say everything because I had my notes, everything that we've been discussing on the campaign trail, and I was just taking off. The president hit every single thing that matters to voters right now. I mean, it was just a checklist. If he could see it, it's almost as if he was standing right next to me for the past 6.5 months and listening to voters, and that message was clear. But I'm gonna tell you that the moment that hit me is the Medal of Honor awardees being there. and recognizing the service and watching Chief Petty Officer Stover
Yes.
stand there, just, off the recent mission in Venezuela, probably the best demonstration of the
Mm-hmm.
power of our American military, was just phenomenal, right? And I read some articles this morning. I mean, I was watching him standing there, right? And that tough moment to be there at the State of the Union address, being recognized for your efforts. Um, and then reading some of the articles this morning that, there is nobody else in that room that wanted to be there the least, right? Because, those guys, every person that I've met that has done that act of valor, deserving the Medal of Honor, they will tell you over and over again, it was not them. It was their team around them.
Yeah.
But what this young man said
Yes.
was, even though that was the last place that he probably wanted to be, it was absolutely the place that he needed to be, and he deserved every bit of that. And so the fact that
Mm.
President Trump took the time to recognize our warriors who put their lives on the line for our national security and recognize their heroism and their actions, that was a moment last night where everything just paused at my house, and you just take in that moment. So that was incredible. I really appreciated that.
Well
Brian,
said.
people want to follow you.
Yes. Well
Where do they
said.
go, Brian?
Yep. So the website is brianmontgomery.org. You can go there, and in the top right-hand corner are all the links to the social media, and you can see what we're up to, where we're going, where we've been, and the message that we're sending out for the first district.
Brian Montgomery, thank you for being with us, and good luck in the campaign. We will definitely have you back. Thank you.
Yeah, John, I'm excited to get back out there. So
Yes.
thank you so much for having me on this
Thank
morning.
you.
Thank you. Hey, ladies, this
Thank you.
guy's for real. I got to tell you that, man. This is a race.
He
I
is.
mean, this is a race you got going on there, and I love Jack. I love his son.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a dad too. I get it, but this guy's for real. If he gets in the runoff, uh, this is going to be a race. So let's just keep this young
Mm-hmm.
man. To me, everybody's a young man. It's my age. Let's calling in because he didn't want to miss the party. Is Jim Tully. Now, he is a candidate for Georgia 14th. Marjorie Taylor Greene's former, because she's not there anymore, former field director. And I guess Jim Tully heard that, what's his name? Clay Fuller was scaredy cat, wouldn't come on and talk to, people like Jackie's the one that scared everybody off. That was the thing. I'm convinced of that. Jackie and Sally. He
It's
was
me.
scared to death.